Hello, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. My name is Dadman, but you already know that. So, let's see. Tourist Hub 3, load that. We know that this has easily enough Delta V to go to orbit and come back. This lands pretty well. I don't think we need to change anything about this. Apart from actually let this do whatever it wants to do, so I can actually do stuff with it. Tourist hub meetup 1. And we're going to launch that right away. Everything should be fine for that. We don't need the instruments. We don't need any science. Also, we don't need tons of batteries since we now are able to say just put actually like 2 batteries on here or something. I don't know, in between the windows. I don't know. 1 battery up here should be fine. And since we now have the technology, we did get that last time. We also got something even better. Boom, boom. Then 4 of these. Please, angle snap, thank you. Also, you're standing out too far from my taste. Yeah, that should be fine. Now, we get sunlight in every direction apart from downwards or upwards. So that should be absolutely 100% fine. We have a whole lot of battery. So we're going to save this thing. Launch this thing. And just launch an identical craft after it. But we're going to worry about that later. We're just going to get this to roughly 85 by 85 orbit. That's what I want to go for, because then I can reasonably stay under or over the orbit to get a good encounter. Anyway, in 3, 2, 1, launch. That's only jab. Why the hell is that only jab? Everything else is fine. Just the fucking tourists didn't fucking get into the fucking pod. You guys know that you are supposed to be in there already, right? We almost launched the fucking vessel without you in it. Gosh. I mean, yeah, you pay for this, but come on. A little bit of punctuality. Launch. Honestly. And that's why I have the option to revert flight. Because it's dumb that it would even... the game would even think about the option of, hey! Hey, 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 hey. Hey, stop wobbling. Stop wibble wobbling. Okay, 45. I should be down at... Don't rotate. Don't rotate so much. Nobody likes rotation. That's more like it. Now we burn at the horizon until we have a apoapsis that is at around 85 and a periapsis wherever that may be at the point. Good, my debris actually stays in space, stays in atmosphere completely. Now it even goes out. I appreciate that. Okay, 87. So that's part of the thing then, as in we just brought people to a suborbital trajectory. Now get to space. $69 and $70. We can now do maneuver node planning, right? Add maneuver. About 70 meters per second, okay? It's nice to have maneuver nodes again. However, That also means that now I am more likely to install Precise Node again. Because that would be really useful. Three. Okay. That's 87 by 86. That is really good. We're gonna go ahead and turn the lights on both the capsules just because it looks nice. Then we're going to look hard north, so we always have a panel in the sun. Okay, for now you are free to stay that way. I'm gonna also rotate you so you can look out the window at the thing right now, even though it's pretty dark. And we are going to go back to the Space Center and launch another one of these. After recovering these things. We're going to call that the Tourist Hop Meetup 2 and just launch since everything seemed to be... I'm a moron. Everything is fine except for the people in there. Revert flight to vehicle assembly. Valentina's our pilot, of course, and Sidmore and Midball Kerman are our tourists. They pay good money to have this flight. And in 3, 2, 1, launch. We're of course going to fly lower on our orbit now, so we catch up with the vessel that launched before us. This might be a really bad time to launch for all I care, but I don't really give a fuck about launch windows with rendezvous, especially if my rendezvous are so you know, crude anyway. Seems to work fine. While we're at it, we're going to already turn the lights on in you. Does look a whole lot better. Then we're going to get this to roughly 75. So we're gonna have about 10 kilometers of space between the two orbits. And that would be space, and that would be the engine, and we totally overshot. Okay, in any way. Yeah, the other vessel is over there, so we're going to set that as a target. Right here, we're going to burn up. So we are slightly below, and then we're going to look at what we're doing with the rendezvous. And 83 to 73. That's doable, I guess. Where's my ascending, descending stuff? Add a maneuver node at the ascending node. We are at the descending node, but it's fine. We're just going to do that. So we have literally no inclination. Now I'd really like the plus orbit, minus orbit thing. Yeah, precise note. A mod that I really don't want to play without. That's like the biggest thing next to Kerbal Engineer. Essentials. Anyway, I'm just going to warp to this. Oh wait, we can just do the exact opposite burn here at the descending node and ascend a bit. One. That's pretty much 0. Yeah, that's 0. Good. Where's my maneuver node? Okay, we have an ascending node of 0. Good. Now, if I were to just wait around a bit. Yeah, wait around a whole long bit. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead. You are already also looking north, which is pretty cool. Kill that maneuver node. And let me go to the Space Center and have a look at stuff here. Okay, recover these things. We essentially have these people in orbit, so we just need to wait for them to meet up. It's not like they're going to run out of time. Ever getting closer. Now, fly this. We even have our target velocity. So, how are we looking? So, target direction is there. So, we wanna burn a little bit this way. I'm going to F5 here just in case. What's the nearest thing we're gonna get? Okay, 32. Eleven, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 kilometer apart. Yeah. Just gonna go ahead and keep this on target and we're gonna be fine. It's not like I'm gonna run out of fuel. F5 again. Seven point zero. Five. Within how many kilometers do we need that? Within visual range, so 2.5. right? What's that? We've performed a rendezvous. That's enough? Really? That's the contract completed. Incredible. Okay, we are officially going back. So since the others are actually up there a bit longer, we're going to switch over. And Jeb's going to make them come back first. They are pretty much on the same orbit right now, so that's fine. Just want this to go back into the atmosphere. 30 kilometers should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and ditch this shit. And we're going to go into the atmosphere. And of course we're going to enter the atmosphere right at sunrise. Hold retrograde, please. So our official first mission with solar panels, our official first rendezvous, and we are basically back in atmosphere. Going to go ahead and let this come down a little bit faster. Managed to go for a very shallow re-entry here. Landing legs are really not important since we're probably not going to even land on land. Even if I can always do this to make sure this doesn't do shit. Yes, the spinning is normal, don't worry. Are we landing on that patch of land right there at the coast? That is really amazing if we do. As you probably see by my roll meter down here, I am tapping the roll key so I get kind of reasonable rotation speeds. Because stuff gets really out of control if I try spinning this harder. Okay. Gear out. And shoot number 1. And the other shoots. And we are officially time warping to 7,000 above. 7,000? No. 2,500 is the opening altitude of that, right? Yeah. How is... Oh, I'm not looking at the right thing. That's why. Yeah, this is definitely fine. I am going to go ahead and say crew report from here. Flying over Kerbal's grasslands, we already have that, so we're going to reset that. See if we find a bit new science from not flying, but just being at the grasslands. We are landing in a tree. Quite literally. We would have so been stuck up in that tree. Crew report. Crew. Screw it. Recover the vessel. Everything seems to be fine with that. And the contracts should be completed. Good. Do we have anything in here about Explore Kerbal and crew that have been cooped up for too long must start muttering about space krakens and other such nonsense? We want you to make sure that it doesn't happen around Kerbal. Transfer any crew between vessels near Kerbal. Okay. Interesting. Ferry 6 tourists to a flyby of the moon. They all want to fly by 6 to the moon. That should be doable. That's like actually really doable. Let me set that up. After we land the other vessel, which is really not a whole lot of a big deal. We just fly this thing, we fire backwards and do the same landing. Hold retrograde. Well, thank you. Z. Go for a little bit of a more aggressive way in. We push this off and we're going to time warp. Yeah, this doesn't look like it actually lands in, on land. This looks more like water. Also, ambient light adjustment. Sorry. Where the hell is the ambient light? There. Boost that by 25%. That is fine. Resume the flight. until the first overheating starts, which is where I'll have to start spinning. It's less that I have to start spinning, it's more that I actually want to spin. To get even distribution of that heat so nothing blows off and I don't unnecessarily lose a landing lag. Somehow I'm rolling to the other side this time. Apparently. Apparently last time I was hitting Q repeatedly, now I'm hitting E repeatedly. Yeah, this one's gonna be a water landing unless we like literally hit this little spot here, which is unlikely. Like really not that likely. Even if I like try. Which would include me not opening the chutes for a prolonged amount of time. Well, crew report while flying over Kerbin's water. Keep that. Also, turn off SAS because we are going down in water, and in water, you're not gonna stay upright anyway. Also, over water, we actually see the exact amount of height above water level just by looking at the normal altitude measurements. 4, 3, 2, 1. Of course, Valentina will get out to get a little bit of science from an EVA splashdown. Because there's always science to be had. So, for transferring crew between vessels, by the way, I will have to either dock or have EVA be available, neither of which I currently do. In any way, EVA report from Kerbin's water. Apparently we already had that. Take the crew report, store the experiments, EVA report from Kerbin's water. Apparently that's different. Grab, board, crew report. I already... EVA, take data, board back in, crew report. There we go. Recorded the crew's assessment of the situation. Splashdown at Kerbin. We are recovering the vessel. get a little bit of science, get all contracts done, and then we're going to have a look what the next thing we are doing is. Yep, 6 tourists to the moon. We're gonna do a flyby of the moon with 6 people. That build will be in the next episode. Test the small landing gear orbit in Kerbal. At what altitude? In Kerbal orbit, that's just all. Yeah, we're just gonna put that onto the vessel. That's fine. Hold that into an altitude at a speed. I'm not very much of a fan of that, because I'll probably exceed that speed by that altitude. Same. I really don't see the reason to have the protective heat shield that far out. That's just suborbital and orbit. Tourists. Those won't fly by the. Those won't flybys of the moon. Except one. Let's make that then not 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people to the moon and back. Poodle engine landed. That's free money. Also free poodle, but anybody else want to go to the moon? No? Good. Yo, you wanna. That's 11. Wait, 10 is dividable by 5 by 2, so that's 5 of those pods. That's doable. 11 would make that... No, that's not possible anymore, sorry. Yeah, not gonna do any of the others. But we're going to do that. And we're going to do that in the next episode. Till then, leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and until next time, we're unlocking this. Yeah. Till next time, my name is WW Dadman. Bye.